fails to point out several signs of illness by her. What you got to do is go online.
Her campaign and a number of people defending her saying there's nothing factual to the claims about her health, and that's speculation at best.
So go online and put down Hillary Clinton illness. Take a look at the videos for yourself.
Wow. Welcome back to AM Joy. Right-wing conspiracy theorists like Rudy Giuliani have been speculating for weeks that Hillary Clinton is hiding serious, possibly disqualifying, maybe even life-threatening health problems. The Clinton camp calls those claims ridiculous, and they've produced medical records from Clinton's longtime doctor to back them up. But some, like Fox News' Sean Hannity, refuse to believe.
It's a violent, repetitive jerking of the head here. Now, you can see it's uncontrollable. Watch the reporter pull back as the reporter got scared, and she keeps doing it. What is that? Is that video we're showing a seizure?
Well,
maybe
it certainly could be.
Watch it right here. Let's just watch. I want to watch it closely here. Watch the reporter back right there. You see look, and it goes on and on and on.
And joining me now is Newsweek's Kurt Eichenwald, author of the piece this week. Sean Hannity apologized to those with epilepsy or burn in hell. No mincing words there, Kurt. Great to talk to you. So, yeah, this conspiracy theory based on Hillary Clinton sort of joking around in that video. I want to show that clip again with actually the sound to it. And then on the other side of that, we'll have a chat.
Okay. It was a wonderful, meaningful endorsement in every way, and I was very proud to have
Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator Warren?
You guys have got to try the cold chai.
I've had it.
It is delicious, isn't it?
And of course, the context of that is that reporters were trying to get her to tell them who her vice presidential pick was going to be. When you see that video and then see Sean Hannity and Giuliani and these others trying to portray that as a seizure, what do you make of it?
I make it that they are a bunch of amoral sociopaths. I mean, I have epilepsy. I know what a seizure is like. That is not a seizure, and an attempt to try and make it seem like one, an attempt to try and make it even worse, seem like somebody who has seizures is unfit for public office. It's the kind of thing you would expect to hear about in, the late 19th century. These people owe an enormous apology. Now, I wrote, the piece I wrote for Newsweek, as you know, had a lot of lines in it that you can't say on national television, because my editors recognized that I had a right to be incredibly angry, and I was. And since I wrote that, I've been hearing from lots of people with epilepsy thanking me, because they were infuriated that this condition, dropouts like Sean Hannity were misrepresenting what this condition was for the purpose of trying to make a political point, and a ridiculous political point.
But it's not just Sean Hannity. It's actually, you can take this closer to inside the campaign. Let's listen to Katrina Pearson, who is the national spokesperson for the Trump campaign, attempting to diagnose Hillary Clinton with dysphagia. Take a listen.
He has said that she doesn't have the strength or the stamina for a very long time. That part is nothing new. What's new are the other reports of the observations of Hillary Clinton's behavior and mannerisms, specifically with what you just showed in those previous clips, as well as her dysphagia.
Dr. Katrina Pearson there attempting to make a diagnosis as a guest on a television show. Dysphagia or aphasia, we have the definition actually here, is an impairment of language affecting the production of comprehension of speech and the ability to read or write. It is almost always due to injury of the brain, most commonly from a stroke. There having been no evidence that Hillary Clinton has had any of that happen or that she suffers from this condition. The idea of even naming a condition that they think she has, what do you make of that?
I think it's a sign of desperation, and I think it's a sign of what kind of despicable people we're dealing with here. I mean, look, they may think it's smart politics to play into the conspiracy theorists. Look how angry I am. Look how angry, the phone calls I'm getting from people who have these conditions are. You've got 20 million people in this country who have epilepsy. Well, any of them who have had, what is the kind, a seizure of any magnitude is furious. because, you know, it's being misrepresented. It is putting people who do have these problems in danger. It's also communicating that people who have these problems are somehow unfit. Well, way to go, guys. You know, there are real people whose votes you're losing, and the conspiracy theorists were going to vote for you anyway.
Yeah, and it's interesting that a candidate who's already, you know, been caught on camera, you know, making fun of a reporter with a disability, it seems like a strange way to go. And lastly, Kurt, it does seem that there's not quite a bit of respect, really, sort of what even the medical profession even does. You talked on another network about the letter that was written for Donald Trump, which doesn't even take seriously, doesn't seem to take seriously the idea of his own health, saying his test results were astonishingly excellent, only positive results, this kind of thing. What did you make of that letter?
The letter was the most nonsensical thing I've ever seen. I mean, any doctor I've shown it to laughs. You know, for example, just to say everything was a positive result. Well, that means that he has every disease he was tested for. You know, that is not a medical term. If you are testing for cancer and you test positive for cancer, you're going to be going into chemotherapy. The letter was not anything. It didn't tell you anything about Donald Trump. I mean, if they want to play the role of conspiracy theory, let's do reality. Donald Trump has a major history in his family of Alzheimer's. You know, there is a test that can be done to determine if there is a protein you have that demonstrates or indicates a proclivity to that condition. Well, why don't we have that? And, you know, the fact of the matter is, you know, symptoms of Alzheimer's include an inability to stay on track, you know, meandering off into different topics, being erratic. Well, we're hearing all those words about Donald Trump. You know, we should get real medical records from Donald Trump before they start slamming the real medical records that have been released from Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I think we'll put those in line with the tax returns. We'll get all of that in due course, I'm sure. Kurt Eichenwald, always great to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.